All right, hello everyone. I'm Tracy and I'm here with Shane. And today's video, we're going to be going into the Maui Strong and Lahaina Strong organizations. Now, they are different, they are separate. But the reason I wanted to make this video is I wanted to inform people that these groups may not be what they seem. There's a lot of backstory. The investors that you'll hear about are kind of surprising. And we're going to kind of give you some information about the, I guess, infiltration of the grassroots group Lahaina Strong. So with that, I'm going to show you kind of the one of the main faces of Lahaina Strong, Kia Kona. I'll play a really quick clip of him here.
Policing of short-term rentals, too many short-term rentals, over tourism, too much private ownership.
And here's one where he is saying that he will not march with Governor Green. This was about 5 months ago.
But the movement is getting pushed back by other Lahaina community leaders. Community group Lahaina Strong, who led the Onipa'a Peace March in Honolulu on Wednesday and organized a march of their own in Ka'anapali last month, is choosing not to participate because Governor Josh Green was invited.
The gesture alone of inviting somebody and in us blindly marching beside him, for us, or for myself at least, it feels like we are condoning the actions that he has placed upon our people recently.
All right, so that was him about 5 months ago. And more recently, Governor Green passed a bill that will phase out some of the short-term rentals on Maui. And Lahaina Strong was there for the signing of this bill. That's the governor signing it. That's Kia Kona next to him. So they're all happy because Lahaina Strong thinks this was a win, and this is going to make housing affordable for young people in Maui. But in other videos, I've explained how that this is not how you solve a housing crisis. I don't think this is going to help at all, but they seem to think it was. Here's them talking to the governor outside. This was at the Capitol in Honolulu. This was more recently, like a couple months ago. So I'm going to let Shane go into the background of Maui Strong. So Shane, why don't you share with us what you know about Maui Strong?
All right, thanks, Tracy. First, I just want to backtrack a little bit and mention that the phasing out of the short-term rentals sets a dangerous precedent for the incremental removal of private property rights. So if they can start there, then where are they going to stop? So just everybody keep in mind that while it does shore up a bunch of residential homes or short-term rentals that people could be living in long-term, it does also set a precedent for the incremental removal of private property rights. So just keep that in mind. All right, so now I want to go into the history of Lahaina Strong, and I want to show you just how far back it actually goes, because Lahaina Strong was actually created in 2018 after the Hurricane Lane Lahaina fire. So back in 2018, there was a hurricane that also passed very near the islands, even closer than Hurricane Dora. And Lahaina actually had a fire during that hurricane as well. And Lahaina Strong was actually created in 2018 in the wake of that fire. And so they've actually been around for a while, and they were not actually created as a response to the new Lahaina fire. So I just wanted to bring that up, that Lahaina Strong has actually been around a while, and they're not new, and they were not created as a response to the 2023 fire. All right, so now I want to also go into the other relief fund organization that's very popular, which is Maui Strong. Maui Strong, according to this Civil Beat article, was actually created in 2019. So it says here, the foundation had already established 4 different disaster funds after severe flooding on Kauai in 2019. One for Kauai, Oahu, the Big Island, and Maui, and has done pre-disaster fundraising for all of them. So anyways, The Maui Strong Fund basically reactivated the day after the fires with over $1 million, which combined 170,000 in pre-existing funds, which was the pre-disaster fundraising, with over 830,000, which came in overnight. And those overnight donations include $500,000 from the Omidaro Hana Fund, $100,000 from the Goodfellow Brothers, $50,000 from Hawaii Life, 25,000 from the Cook Foundation, 25,000 from the Shangri-La Museum of Islamic Art, and 130,000 in anonymous donations. Now, keep in mind that all of that came in overnight and was ready to go on the morning of August 9th before Herman Andaya or even Mayor Bisson had even known the extent of the problem and the tragedy. And they didn't even know that there was, deaths yet. So the mayor and Herman Andaya were both unaware that there was fatalities at this point, yet the Maui Strong Fund had already activated with over $1 million ready to go. So I just want to explain that the Maui Strong Fund is created by the Hawai'i Community Foundation, and the Hawai'i Community Foundation is governed by a CEO and a board of governors. Now, the Hawai'i Community Foundation claims to work in close collaboration with state and county leaders, nonprofit organizations, and community members, as evidenced by the Hawai'i Community Foundation Board of Governors. Okay, so as we can see, the Board of Governors for Hawai'i Community Foundation includes the presidents, chairs, and CEOs of the Bank of Hawaii, First Hawaii Bank, and Central Pacific Bank, as well as the VP and CIO of HECO, which is the Chief Information Officer. The CEO of Hawai'i Community Foundation, Micah Kane, is on the board of directors for HECO as well. The Disneyland Resort, as well as the new owner of the Lotus Honolulu Diamond Head Hotel, the McNaughton Group, are also represented among the board, in addition to the president and CEO of the largest financial asset manager in Hawaii, Kadena and Company. Admiralty Partners is also on this list. However, they tend to invest exclusively within the global aerospace, defense, and federal information technologies industries, so it's rather odd to see them involved here as well. The Maui Strong Fund was actually created in 2019, like I said, 4 years before the Maui fire, or actually, 4 years before, or 5 years ago. And the Hawai'i Community Foundation had already established 4 different disaster funds, like I said. And keep in mind that first $1 million came in overnight and was already activated and available on the morning of August 9th. That enabled the Maui Strong Fund to gain traction and exposure ahead of the actual grassroots organizations, allowing it to quickly appear as the leading relief fund, inevitably drawing attention and resources away from other efforts and funneling them into theirs. The public was admonished against donating directly to the victims' GoFundMes and to donate instead to established nonprofit organization funds, with the Maui Strong Fund being the leading fund. Every news outlet and nonprofit organization, including NPR, that helped to promote Maui Strong Fund now has a moral obligation to ensure that the funds are distributed to the victims. Given the fact that the Maui Strong Fund is the largest fund raised with over $190 million now as of April 20th, it's nothing short of a scandal how little money has actually gone directly to them. No one is arguing the need to support the nonprofit organizations that provide the services to support the victims. However, Hawai'i Community Foundation's own Facebook posting to date, they have given only $5 million to the Maui United Way's Emergency Financial Assistance Program, which has been giving the victims $1,000 each in cash assistance. And $5 million out of the previous $140 million, which was the original figure, was only 4 cents out of every dollar donated. And I think most people who have given money to the Maui Strong Fund believed a large portion of their donations would go to cash assistance to the victims, not just 4 cents out of every dollar they donated. I can't tell you how disappointing it is to find out that the Hawai'i Community Foundation is planning to use the funds for long-term development and not short-term cash assistance to the victims. According to the foundation, Hawai'i Community Foundation is not collecting a fee for donating to the Maui Strong Fund and is reinvesting any investment earnings derived from Maui Strong Fund assets back into the fund to carry out its purpose. That purpose, as we have seen, may actually be a multifaceted one that includes influencing local political opinion, especially for redevelopment on Maui. Another interesting connection I found is with Micah Kane, the president and CEO of Hawai'i Community Foundation. His previous work experience includes serving as chief operating officer of Pacific Links International, responsible for operations and acquisitions of all residential and resort development in Hawaii. He was also the chairman of the Hawaii Homes Commission and Department of Hawaii Homelands, DHHL, a 200,000-acre Native Hawaiian homeland trust. Kane also served as the government affairs liaison for the Building Industry Association of Hawaii. Over the years, Kane has been recognized with various awards, including the Housing Advocate of the Year Award from the Building Industry Association of Hawaii. He currently serves as a trustee for the Kamehameha Schools, with an oversight of $11.3 billion asset portfolio, and is a corporate board of director with the Hawaiian Electric Company. With a resume like that, Mike Akane seems to be the perfect tool for the job of funneling money and influence towards the direction of those who would most benefit from redeveloping Maui, especially his associates at Pacific Links International, the Hawaiian Homes Commission, the Building Industry Association of Hawaii, Kamehameha Schools, and Hawaiian Electric Company. Now, since its activation during the Maui fires, Maui Strong has not only withheld the majority of its funds for the purpose of redevelopment, instead of immediate assistance it was in a unique position to offer, but has been a loud voice in the centralized redevelopment of Lahaina and the rest of West Maui through its outspoken support of the Lele District Bill, SB 3381, the Eminent Domain Bill, HB 2963, and the associated redevelopment bills, SB 3068 and SB 582. In many of the press briefings, Ways and Means hearings, and other staged public appearances, state senators such as Angus McKelvey are often seen appearing side by side with the likes of Mayor Richard Bisson, Governor Josh Green, and members of Maui Strong, who take their turns on the mic pushing the new land grab that they should be opposing. Now, to be fair, some of these groups, like Lahaina Strong, for example, have probably been misled and have taken the politicians' words at face value without bothering to read what's in the bills and who really stands to benefit from them, while others have simply been bought off through lavish dinners and resort hotel rooms. All the while, the community they were supposed to represent was displaced and is in need of basic necessities.
All right. And something that I wanted to bring up that we'll be going into more detail in a future video is the word strong was inspired by a man named Maurice Strong, who passed away in 2015. He was Klaus Schwab's mentor, and Klaus Schwab is the head of the WEF, so one of the global organizations, and he is one of the kind of like godfathers of the climate change agenda.
He was a co-founder of the World Economic Forum with Klaus
The
Schwab,
WEF.
and he was also,
Okay.
the WEF, and he was also heavily involved in the UN from, I think, the mid-'60s on. And as early as, I think, 1972, he was invited to become the head of the UN Environmental Program, UNEP. And so he's been heavily involved with the UN ever since, but he was there as a co-founder of the World Economic Forum as well.
Okay, that's right. And we're going to go into his background in a future video, hopefully soon. But I really wanted to get this information out because I know people have been talking about where these strong movements come from, because they're all over the world, especially in the US, but there are some international strong movements. Am I correct? Or is it mainly a US thing?
No, it is somewhat international now at this point. And while it does make sense for a movement or a relief fund to use a word that symbolizes strength, it just so happens that the strong funds and movements are the ones that gain the most traction and have the most connections and the most funding, as well as the ones who result in the most political influence.
Right. So it was a very, I guess, great coincidence that his name was Strong, I think.
Yeah,
it
I
really
do believe
belonged
that
to people.
the Strong name was probably developed as a legacy or a tribute to Maurice Strong, who actually developed the standard operating procedure over the years of creating these various NGOs and relief funds to be the voice of the organization.
Right. So what they do is they infiltrate the grassroots movements such as Lahaina Strong, and through their, I guess, experience or, things that they have learned from the past, they get these groups or movements to side with them because, like the WEF and the UN, they understand that it's very important to get community leaders on their side because they will influence the residents, the victims, the people that they need to control. So that's been understood for a long time. So I wanted to make people aware of the backstory to these strong movements, and that it's not unique to Maui, and it's not unique to
Right.
Hawaii. And they are very good at what they do, because as you can see, those clips that I played earlier, very quickly did the head of Lahaina Strong switch sides. You know, he was saying that he will not march aside Governor Green, and months later he's taking pictures and hugging and smiling with him. So these tactics do seem to work, and a lot of the reason, I do think a lot of it is because there's a lack of awareness as far as what is really going on. So we want to really put the word out, and please share this with people that are not familiar with this, because I would say most, actually anyone that I talked to just thought strong was a word of strength. It wasn't a person.
So many of these groups were actually designed to imitate the grassroots movements, but since then they have also been infiltrating grassroots movements as well. So Lahaina Strong from 2018 may have been a legit grassroots movement to begin with, but they've either been infiltrated or perhaps influenced in some other way.
Right. All right. And then there's a lot more information that Shane has dug up, and information that we've received from our viewers. So thank you for those who sent us information. Yeah, I have the best subscribers, some of the smartest and most savvy viewers, and I was sent information over the past, I don't know, 5-6 months about the Strong movement. And the part about Maurice Strong and his background is it's a lot of information. So we will work on that, I guess, next. And that way you can get a really good feel for how they developed this system, and where it started and when it did. But it's certainly not a new thing with Maui. So I think that's going to do it for today, right? We covered the
Yes, I believe
Maui
so.
stuff.
We'll cover Maurice Strong in part 2.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot more information, but again, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have not subscribed, please do that before you leave, and like, comment, and share this video. And yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye.